Hi butterflies, welcome. I hope you're doing well. We are gonna be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have played a little bit of this before on stream. I don't remember anything though, to be honest. I do remember it was kind of funny though. So let's go. We're starting the game fresh and let's have some fun. And game scene. Woohoo. Now, let me know if the game is too loud or anything like that. I'll fix it. What do you think so far? Is it okay? Do you hear me so fine over it? Or should I turn it down a little bit? I think I can turn it down a little. How's that? Is that better? I turned it down 50%, at least from my PC. Yes. So let's begin the game. At the beginning of the game, it told me to set up the time. I did that twice.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Be quiet.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Damn.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm glad he was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And we are now Stanley, I guess. How you doing, cast? I only have typing sounds when I do that. Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
You're
room.
bored.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I like that every interaction you do is clicky sounds. I turned off the PC. Now where the hell is the meeting room? Frame? I have played this on stream before, cast, but I don't remember anything. And we never finished the game, because I don't have the achievement where it tells you, like, finish the game. So I thought I would start all over again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's the good thing with me. I don't remember stuff sometimes. So it's like starting them really actually new. Oh, that's a nice room.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's a boring room. Quite a boring room. No real furniture except
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yes.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What if I don't? No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oi! Who's closing the doors behind me? Okay, next one I obey him. I'm afraid.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Oh.
She's been waiting.
Oh. Ding dong. Give me a second. I heard the door. I think my roomie came home. I'm just gonna open for him because he's usually carrying stuff. Give me a second. Okay, I opened the door for him. We'll see. I might need to help him with the groceries quickly.
That's her, Stanley. You
Oh.
need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Who's her? Fine. Hello? Hello? Who this? New phone? Who this?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
I'm Klilith.
I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
I'm Klilith.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
I
They
don't
want to
know.
commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point
Rude.
here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Give me a second. Because I heard another bell. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back real quick. Okay, I am back, but I might have to AFK again. Hello there.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm dead? He's dead? Good morning, employee. Press N on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow.
Wow.
He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
Actually, I was
Now
drinking tea.
He's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind,
Thank you for the
he can go
hydrate.
on fantastic adventures.
I'm gonna drink some more. Thank
From
you.
behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
To watch TV.
And so he began to
Where's
fantasize
the
about his own
TV?
job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Jay to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could
Yeah, I
go
fixed
through
it.
either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner. I don't cook. I burn popcorn.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell your kid the story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
Never.
Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Gust, I do not have kids. I will never have kids. But I do have a nephew, so I guess that's the kids.
But there is no answer.
No,
How could
I'm
there
not
possibly
nobody's
be?
mom.
In reality, all he's doing
No.
is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets.
No, what?
The
No,
more he
never.
forgets which life is the real one.
No, no kids. Thank you.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Be at work in the morning. I won't press it. Let's see if that actually does anything. Found out you're getting another nephew. Ooh, nice. Congrats. Also, Basic, how was your trip? How were things? I was actually thinking about you yesterday, wondering if you're doing okay. But I didn't want to bug you. And expensive. Yes, and I barely have money for myself, so kids are out of the question. And I don't want them anyway, so I'm happy playing with my my brother's kid. But that's about it. I think the game actually wants me to press the button to prove the point that he does only wants to click stuff. I guess we crack it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Mirror?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Oh, wow.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I don't mind kids as long as they're not noisy and loud and rude. Into the void we go again. Hello, Wings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The way he walks feels like he's skating or hovering. Turning off all the monitors. Monitors! Awaiting input. Input received. Hello? I ate coworkers. I don't eat people.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, let's obey him this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wanna check this. Meeting schedule. Weekly target admin. Marketing. Termination Tuesday. Ooh. Oh, I like this. The second row is like marketing Mondays, termination Tuesdays. We're broke Wednesday. Thursday is just mergers. Fridays, pranking floors meeting. What about 342? Development, bus inspection. Okay. Office party. Let's go. Oh, it keeps changing. Funding, hire someone. Okay, who moved my desk? Complete today's unfinished agenda. Okay. Work stuff. A boat, plant life, football, lunch, metamorphosis, clear skin, spring break, hope. I see. Okay, let's go. Where's the boss's room?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs, got you. Hello? Ooh. Fancy! Wait a second. Bathroom? Ooh. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Can I flush the toilet? No. Your dreams for the future is finally getting sweet fast? Oh god, what? Panda getting shot? What? Hello? I always keep trying to jump, I don't know why.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Everybody has dreams. I have many dreams.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But there's an escape. Sure. Should we obey? I'm gonna give this one option for you guys. Should we go to the mind control facility or do we go to the escape? Mind control? Okay. The big button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I don't know. Oh, another thing. Nothing? Okay, button, I guess.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Oh.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ah. Hi, Kat. How you doing?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hey, Pat. I'm doing good, thank you.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
Nah.
it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe some people do.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Give me a second. Pot, I have no clue. I am fine with anything, really. I don't really have any specific cars or anything like that in mind. As long as it goes vroom vroom, I'm happy. And as long as it looks nice as well, but that's about it. I don't really have any car brand or anything that I would pick or anything like that. So don't worry about me. Not No, I chose to disobey him. 1, 2, the loop. With this disabled. That's fake. How rude. Hello? Didn't we come from here?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
System power off. Hi, Mr. Muffin Man. How you doing?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
What door? Let me see chat quickly because I didn't want to interrupt the narrator. Also, I see. I feel it with my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Little Big Planet. Oh, I was thinking of getting a game yesterday. It's called Little Kitty Big City. I'm really thinking of getting it. It looks cute.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, bright light. Ow. Stop. No light. Thank you. We like the darkness here. Ooh. What? I got beat the game achievement. But we didn't finish it, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's rush. Doop. Input received. Oh, I wonder if we missed the first one then.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
We're going this way
Perhaps
now.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
One moment. Okay, Rumi came home. I'm gonna help him quickly with the groceries. I'll be back like in a couple of minutes. I won't be long. BRB. I'm gonna just Go quickly to the. Let's go quickly to the beautiful. Yes.
Wow. Yes.
BRB.
This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I am back. Sorry for the wait.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No. Oh wait, we already disobeyed him here. And we went to the... let's go this way this time.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No. Beep. And cast, yes, it should have additional
But Stanley
content.
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Wait, do I have any option of going elsewhere? Also, sorry for the background noise. If you hear that. Oh.
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay, fine.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I don't know what
It's
you were thinking.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Sure.
Now, let's
My
see.
mic's gone static.
Right, left, down, left.
I'll sit
right.
now.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, I muted it again and I did it. Why is there a truck here? Hello? Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Memo. Hello?
When Stanley...
Oh.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
To the left. I cannot jump over the chair. Okay, fine, to the right then. Now it feels like we're in the back rooms. Oh god. Yeah, definitely feels like the back rooms now. I hope there won't be any monsters. Shouldn't be, right?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
I mean, I found
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ah!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm actually clicking all the monitors and stuff because if there's like an achievement for it, I want to get it. I have no clue though.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What direction? Oh, monitor.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
But it's a blue corridor. I
No,
mean, I
wait,
liked it.
never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
But it changed. Ooh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
I don't know. You know, you wrote the story.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yes!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Thanks.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
We have to click a door for 130 times for an achievement? I can do that. Or play for the entirety of Tuesday. I'm currently working on Don't Play for 5 years.
All right,
Holy.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I'm tired. Next. We're getting the 430 clicks in one door. I need help. I don't know how many we did so far, but I wish I knew how many I clicked. Is there actually achievement like this cut? If you're trolling me, I swear. Let me check, because I'm not sure anymore. I mean, I would believe you that there is a... Wait a second, let me look at the achievement list. So, global achievements... If cat is trolling is genius. Yeah. Yeah. So. Oh! Oh! It's on the door 530. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello? Click on door 430 5 times. I did that. 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't get any achievements for that though. Let's try again. No, we didn't get it. Hello? I guess it doesn't want to work. I mean, you even see me click all the time. No, it doesn't want. Boop. It has to be on a specific story string. Wait. Well. Okay. Ooh, somebody's playing solitaire. Heck, it doesn't turn off that one. No, Kat, it says 5 times. If it's actually the description of the achievement is wrong. Wait, let me check. Click on the door. Let's see. I don't want to click 430 times for no reason. Click on the door. For trio. Huh. It is true though. But the narrator didn't do anything. Oh well. We'll try again later if we come here again.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
I guess so.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Why is it on the wall?
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
Thank you for the posture
Not sure
chat.
where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Holy! It's loud! Can you turn down the music, sir? Wait, it's so loud. It's so loud. Please, please, turn down the music. That's better. Da 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 da. Whee! Consultation. Ah! Not adventurous line. Too quiet now. Okay. Let's make it a little louder. 50%. Fine, we're gonna go adventurous, yes? If it lets us. But there's nowhere else to go. Hello? I want to walk on the ceiling.
Wait, cut the music.
Oh,
Go back and
I
look
was
at that
enjoying that.
fern.
But I don't want to.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Would it?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Has leaves? It's green? Yeah. That okay. Thank you. It's green and has leaves.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm gonna look for the door again. Maybe we find a quarterly. According to the Googles, it said that Stanley needs to commentate about you clicking on the door. And he didn't. How many leaves does it have? You wouldn't believe how many it has. Oh, here we are again.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say
What?
forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Every time I pass by that door, I'm gonna click it.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I don't know.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Are you though? Ooh.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Oh, hey, look at that. Yeah, the music was funny, wasn't it? I miss it too. Ooh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Fine, I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm actually gonna give you a little... I'm gonna give it a minute or so, if anybody wants to cancel that. What the hell is it? The confusion ending. Ah, my perfect ending then. Confusion is me. No canceling. Ah. Fine.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
Oh,
You're telling
there.
me that's what this is?
Now I'm gonna eat my
It's all
baguette.
one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Oh,
No, it can't be.
it's
I don't want it to
breakfast.
be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Oh, okay.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Holy! You're gonna see if they're actually gonna do the stuff on the wall.
All of his co-workers... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yeah.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times.
Okay.
I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Are we there yet?
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
No. I don't think we can find door 417. Can we? Oh.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Okay. 437? There it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
10 clicks? Okay. He's invested in it now.
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419? Wait. Can I climb on a desk? Wait a second, hold up. Four 419. Huh. Oh, I can actually...
Yes!
Yeah.
This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No! 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 Take me back! Damn it! I know. No, can I go back? Uh-oh. Can I? Okay, fine then. Look. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Let me click on things.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No, didn't work.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Okay.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Wow.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Damn. Interesting.
All of his co-workers... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think
Yes.
an achievement is worth? No, no, no.
We're doing it again.
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort.
Tell
A
me.
measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
On it. On it.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415.
Now, back to door number 437.
On it. Yeah.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Okay.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yes, you can see my hands clicking. Wait, let me do that so I can put it.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
I like how excited he is. Where's the copy machine?
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes!
Yay!
We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing.
We actually got the
You really
achievement
earned it,
now.
Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Things. I was thinking things. Simple. Nope. There's no return from here. Thank you for the pat. I guess we have to continue.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going to the right again. Or should I go to the left? I think I'll go to the right. Right!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Am I gonna regret life?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Can I? Ooh.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
I didn't know I could
Good job,
fall.
Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. I'm Klilith.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Yes, I was back at the start. So. Hello? Anybody home?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Should I go left or right? I'm gonna let you choose now. Right. Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Do we stay in the employee lounge or do we just pass through? Again, your choice. We stay. Okay.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Do we stay a bit longer, or do we go?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I mean, I could sit, technically, but no.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Wow.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow. We'll stay a little longer. Give me a drink. Give me a
Stanley
drink.
sat around waiting for more dialogue.
Yeah.
But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
What message would that be? Narrator. Hello? Hooper spotted? No, you. Hello? Do we go or do we stay? You spotted each other, goobers. Stay longer. Okay. As you wish. Boop. Boop. Click on everything. Click on everything. Nothing's happening. Do I stay or do I go? We stay longer. Trust in the stay. Okay. I'm not gonna touch my keyboard. I'm gonna leave it here. And let's see if something happens. I'm expecting the narrator to get angry or something. It's such a boring room, though. What? Because I need to go and you're just telling me to stay, cut? Ah! Hey, Cyber Chris. How you doing? Perhaps. Then I'm moving.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
To the left or straight ahead? Oh, I can close that? Cool. Where do I go? To the left or straight? Ahead. Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Okay. I really wanna jump. There's no way back, right? So we have to go here. Unless we die again. Is there anywhere soft landing? I don't think. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. Oh, that...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Oh, wait,
here.
there's a new
I'm
thingy.
not your enemy, really, I'm not.
We're not as high as we were
I realize that
earlier.
investing your trust in
No.
someone else can be difficult, but
No.
the fact is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Well, we weren't here before, so... No buckets past this point. This makes me want a bucket. Do we have buckets here? Do we have a bucket? I want a bucket. I don't see no bucket.
Now listen carefully, this is
Ooh.
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
But I like blue.
Aha, perhaps
Oi.
you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through... All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Ooh.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Actually, I will. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from?
Cyber Chris.
How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, gosh. Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go here again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No.
Again, honest answers, please.
I don't care
I
about
nearly
it.
forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Sure.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Boot it.
In this game, the baby
There's the
crawls
baby.
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Should we
I
click
think
the button or no?
world
I'll
will
let chat
really take
decide.
notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Bird.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Did we win
You
now?
heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Oh?
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh,
Aha! Fascinating.
nice.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I like those written on the typewriter here. If I look closely, I'm like, who fire watches the Firewatch. Can I pick anything? Wow! Oh gosh. Wait, I want to go around first. This looks pretty. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Why?
Oh.
Why?
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something
I like
with
it
walls.
here.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the
Let
thing.
me out. Oh no.
Wonderful. See, this
No!
is exactly what I had in mind.
I think I know this
Just
game.
a
Oh
nice
no.
big box for you to run around
I don't
in.
like
there isn't any
it.
possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
You want to make a bet? You want to
so
make
what
a bet?
exactly do we do here?
I don't.
See.
It's boring.
There are
No,
lots
let's
of cars
go.
here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
Isn't it
what
with the
fun.
cars?
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Holy. If only you... Oh, I can run. I can run! Sure. We are blue team. Eh. Why do I feel like I'm crouching?
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh goodness, that really
This will go in the blue one.
amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Holy. Ball. Ball. Blue.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
Blue.
Is this a real video game? Well,
Nah.
I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's
Good.
right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game,
No, this
now
is not
I
real
don't want
grass.
to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving.
Oh.
See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
I'm sure he'll be back. You know what? This is pixels, not grass. My roomie touched stress this week, and I didn't, because I was stay at home. Okay, can we not run anymore? Or I thought I was running and I wasn't. I don't know. Can we go down there?
Hold on. What are you doing?
Bye, have a nice time.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Whee! Hello? Hello? Ooh, a light. Hello? Ooh, monitors. 427. Isn't 427 the original office that we were in before?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Interesting.
I can wait.
Wow. Oh, it's loading. Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Do we go to the meeting room this time or not? New content? Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
You tell me.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wow.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah.
Is it broken?
I
What's
don't know.
going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Let's go.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
We can jump now. Yatta! Aw. I wanna jump more! Fine then. Let me jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
But
It's
jumping
just
it always
elevators
makes the
and
things
jumping.
better.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new
That's
content.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
But new
No
content.
frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
But I wanna jump. Can we oh, that looks so different. Interesting. I cannot jump. Oh, where's the new content? Excuse me.
Psst.
Oh.
Stanley, come over here.
In a moment.
In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, sure. Ooh, no. Hi, Kablab. How are you?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Ooh. I am having fun, thank you. Oh.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Okay. You were at work, but you wanted to stop. Aw, thank you. I hope work goes well for you. An achievement wall. The impossible. It is impossible to get this achievement. Okay. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Yeah. In loving memory of little Stanley. Wait, what's the picture? Is it a hamster? Ooh. I like this room.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour of elevator content? I see. Not the buttons we used. Person of the year. Ooh. More buttons. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh, oh, door's opened. If only we could jump, right? Hello?
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, door open. No.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Hey, I like him.
Funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Whoever actually wrote that comment is very silly. Oh.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
I like
You can't know
it.
how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
No, you're
Like I let
great.
these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It is though. It's fun. And your comments make it gold. At least that's what I think. I don't know about you guys.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
But I don't want to skip. Can we do anything else? No.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
No.
Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
No.
Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination
I like this
backwards,
comment.
the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years. Until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is
I'm
why
actually
I
finding
say
this very entertaining
the
right now.
story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore
It's
by
repeating
becoming
now.
it is, so on and so forth.
Okay,
until
okay, fine.
inevitably we all.
You are repeating now. Hello.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are or were or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them.
True.
At first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've got me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back.
I am not bored of him talking, but
you really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's
was
the power
interesting,
of the
though.
button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
That's a good question.
I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation.
Yes, of course.
I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused.
Okay.
Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix...
Not even the subtitles are working now.
I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Damn.
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say
there's
goodbye
no
to it
door.
and wait, how do we get out of here?
Yeah, that's the
Where did
question.
the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere?
No.
A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
There was.
There was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please,
I doubt it.
Any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We
we're
need
trying.
a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie. Now we're gonna press the button, aren't we? Did you find the button yet? The door? I don't see no door. 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 We need a door. Do we have to press the button? Narrator! Narrator. Well, I cannot run into the wall. That don't help none. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to press the button. Boop.
Stanley!
What?
Stanley,
What?
please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh
You've
boy.
just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you?
Because
I've been
there's no other
thinking and thinking,
option.
and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those
What?
reviews. Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Hello.
You're back. Oh
Hello.
my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking,
White
you
light up
saying
here.
nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just
And
talking.
button. Not because I'm bored of hearing him at all.
Oh, hello.
But I think that's what it
You,
wants us to
you're
do.
here again. Welcome.
Hello.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so
There's more
much
life.
time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh.
Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest
And
longing to...
Hello? Hello? Surprise, working still. The power is off. You know what was weird? No power and yet there's more light. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. The fan stopped working. Hello? Oh, the clock is on the floor.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now
He's rambling on. Come on! Where's the exit button? Where is the way out of this room? Ooh, I hear a drop. Loop.
the end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never
I think
the
he's
end
going
is
crazy.
never the end is never the end is never
Okay,
the end
okay,
is never
okay,
the
calm
end
down,
is
calm
never
down,
the
buddy.
end is never the end.
Hello? Ooh, we're getting some roof leaks. I think that's a good sign, right? No, we're still Oh. Anything? Any broken walls? Hello? Hello? Oop. Ah. Hmm. I don't see no way out still. Ooh. Again. Oh, wow. If only we could jump. Hmm. Nope. This is kind of creepy now. Oh. Oh. Well then. I guess we're outside now. No grass to touch though. Hello. Hello. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're back at the start.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Well then. Even more new content? This wasn't here, right? This light wasn't here. Yeah, let's go there.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
The end is never the end is never the end.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about
Yeah?
how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
The lights are out.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Ooh.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Just the two of
But the
us, we can
Stanley
make it
Parable
if we
2,
try. Just
now
the two of
that's an
us.
artistic statement
Building
right
castles
there.
in the sky.
It's
Oh, that's cute.
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Ooh. Laptops. Honestly, this game, maybe because of the office look and all that, but it gives me also some Portal vibes. Damn.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
I like that he was trying to write two in different ways. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman, Divinity, Doom, and Dark Souls, and all that. Damn. It does give me slight Half-Life as well vibes. Ooh. A bus? Can we open? Can we get on the bus? No. Ooh.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Can we jump? Wait. Okay, let's go with this one. You're your name in the game?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful? Sorry,
No.
I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Sure.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as
Sure.
Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Wow.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Sure.
If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
No. Oh, fine, sure.
Jim. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I see. Let's get out of here then. The door opened. Cool. Jim. What? Why wasn't it Billy? Or Bob?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing
What the
this
hell?
feature.
Heard static sounds. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so give me a second. We still have a jump circle. Does that mean we're actually unlocking jumping for reals now? Merch. We are at 5. So the jump button is close by. achievement. Hell yes. Of course. It is out of the map. Reassurance bucket. Epilogue, collectibles. Okay. So, to the jump button.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
But I want jumping. That's rude. Free and easy achievement. Okay. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps, just it works. Okay.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me the achievement. Rude. Very rude. We'll go back to it.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
So... the bucket. I want to see the bucket. Or what's this?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on,
I see.
give it a try.
My bucket now.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Thank you.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Cool.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I would go with blue. Because I like blue, but I want chat to help me decide for this one. don't know if it does any difference or anything in the game, but I kind of like the first message than the You know what? Blue wins.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. Sure. Cool. And they are...
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
But can I jump now? No. Let's try the achievement again. With the bucket. Yes, we have the bucket now. Give me an achievement. Aww. Did I go to every room yet? So we went to jump circle, don't work. The achievement don't work. Button that says the name, Merch, sure, let's go to the merch section. Merch. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. The name button. What here?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Infinite hole. World champion. This is the balloons.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Infinite hole. Ooh, that's scary looking. I want to see if I can explore more stuff though. Before we go there. Just in case it resets something. Interesting. Let's see. Ooh.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh. Wait, that's 1 out of 6. That's cool though.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
We need the achievement. The testing one. Why don't it work? Need to fix that button. Okay, we're exploring the hole. Into the hole. Geronimo!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh. I want to keep going.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly
the circle up
deep
top is
hole.
getting
It is.
smaller.
Is it infinite?
It
Well,
is.
that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh!
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Sure.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I'm wondering, like, if maybe we need to do something to get that free achievement, as they would say. Click, 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 click. Ooh. Oh, I thought I could pass through here. Okay, let me quickly see something. I'm just gonna look something for the achievement. So. While we're doing that, I'm gonna Let's see. Okay. So, oh, that's okay. Another new thing? No. Did we go through everywhere? Let's find a fine thingy. Collectibles. Infinite hole. Exit. Exit. Where's the exit? Over there. We went to epilogues. So let's see. We went to the circle. We went where we are. We went to the free achievement, which we cannot get yet. Maybe we need to get the collectibles? The button that says the game player name. Merch does nothing. Setting world champion. Settings. Okay. Stanley Parable reassurance packet, which we have. Office decorations. Yes. Epilogue. Collectibles. Infinite hole and exit. Okay, let's go to the exit. What does it do?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
I
Ready to
think
move
so.
on now?
Ooh.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Did
Here
you know
it
you can
is.
jump in the hole
I
more than
give
once?
you
I thought
the
you could.
Stanley Parable
I didn't
2.
try though. There's a hole. Did I hear a fart?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I'm looking. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Sure.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm not skipping.
Stanley worked for a company in a big
Oh,
building
look at the
where he
balloons.
was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Yes.
And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Boop. Should we obey the directions this time, or should we do whatever we want?
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him,
Bucket?
begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Where is the bucket? I didn't see a bucket. Oh!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, if we find one, we will cast. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's obey. Hello?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
My bucket. There's an achievement here if you press 8 a lot. I need to get it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Bucket.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845. But what if it
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Twiddly
Trying to
twiddle
input
thumb.
anything on the device was useless, since he
I'm a
could never
twiddle me
possibly
thumb.
know that the combination was 2845.
2, 8, 4, 5. Da, 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 da.
2, 8, 4, 5.
No. I'm wondering if it's...
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in.
Oh, you
and
did
the
it.
door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. I guess thank you. He was like, I'm tired of waiting for you. But... Oh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Interesting. Is there any more? Now I want to go back to the start to see if I missed anything on the other path. I didn't go in there. Aw. Boop. Doop doop doop. Doop doop doop. Loading, loading. We
The elevator
are
raced
loading.
downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yes. Everything will be
Stanley and the bucket
fine.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Nah, this time we're
Although
going
this
this
passageway
way.
had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
We'll see, we'll see.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No, I'm looking for
At this point,
collectibles.
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
The bucket will save me. Whee! Never the end, never the end. Oof. Ow, ooh. Uh-oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Uh-oh. Hi. Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
What?
as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
But we're fine. Wah. Okay.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Where's my bucket gone? You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Interesting. Ooh, okay, let's continue reading this first. Will you take what you learn here out with you in the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of the exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you are, in ignorance and darkness? Hey, Cheesy, how are you? It is a funny game.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
No.
Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Damn. Inferno Bucket. The replica of Inferno Bucket, which is medieval eras, powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control the bucket. Damn! Very sleepy. It must be late for you. Is this like the Da Vinci drawing, but the bucket? The bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Damn. Ooh. The bucket cave drawing. Pretty late. I've been staying up really late lately. Yes, I've noticed. Let's see. While we know the buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of a bucket, but which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice that in these drawings, how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity be worthy of its treasures. Damn.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Can I took the bucket? Did I take the bucket? Hello?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die.
Oh.
Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
I don't even know how to get out of there. The end is never the end, is never the end. Ooh.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
We are gonna take the other side now.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Yes. Narrator, if you say something about
Truly,
being creepy.
being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
It is.
Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Yes, indeed. Truly inspiring journey.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Yes, yes.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Let's see.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay.
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This room? Let's go, bucket.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket.
But
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay. Hello?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Where's the bucket gone?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
This is a nice house. This is a nice house. Oh, bucket! Hello, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press L to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Bucket! Take me back home with you. Wait, let's explore a little bit. So why? To go back home, but let's... No collectibles? Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Bucket! Go back to work, I guess.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Maybe.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But it's my friend.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
But it's our friend.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Where is the bucket? Where'd the bucket go? Am I being blind? Where is bucket? Oh, it's on the monitor. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Maybe.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
So. To live the same day with me over and over. Okay.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
I don't know.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No,
Oh.
no. What's going on? Why do I
Oh,
want to
no.
be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
I'm ignoring the bucket for now. I'm afraid. Oh no, there's a pan on the floor. Okay, I mean, I guess it's safer this way for the candles not to touch the carpet and drapes and all that, but...
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now.
It is sus, isn't it? Also, welcome in, John. Go back to work, Stanley. That was very sus. Maybe they had a leaking on the roof above the bed, yeah? Yes, of course. Yeah, it has to be the reason.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the bucket? Come on,
the
bucket.
confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
We're going this
The
way
cargo
again.
lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
But the bucket didn't tell me to come here. I chose to come here myself. And I remember...
No, stop! Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
But I
Stanley,
need
how
to
could
go
you
there.
think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness. I think we have to do something about it.
Open
This
up.
misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please,
Bucket is my friend.
step in here for a
Open.
moment.
Oh, new place? It's dark in here. Oh.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
I don't
Simple
like
enough,
this
right?
place.
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Do you have a new appreciation for bucket?
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is
What?
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, okay.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Sure.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Thank you. Oh.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I would say no.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Is this a bucket?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay. Okay. That's a weird bucket, but I'll take it.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Oh. Okay.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
You wanna borrow mine? Kidding. It's mine forever. Why can it get off?
Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
Everything.
You know what?
Is
I'm too
bucket.
confused to even sort it out.
Bucket.
I've lost all sense
It's
of perspective.
everywhere.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Yes, your
I'm
bucket.
losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Aw.
I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game
No,
entirely.
no, don't take away
Okay,
the buckets from
here we go.
me. No, 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 no. No!
What happened? Is everything gone?
I don't
Why
know.
did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes!
Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Yes!
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
But buckets.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But
Well-
it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what.
Bring all the buckets
I'll
back.
reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run
Yes.
into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
But
Who knows what
bucket.
that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
They are not a person, they are buckets. I think if you say yes to everything, you really get an existential crisis. Ooh. Oh, John, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your stay. Everything is blue now. I mean, I have no complaints. I love it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The
What
door
could it mean?
closed and is open.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I break the game? Hello? I might have broken the game. I think I broke the game. Oh wait, was I meant to pull through?
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Can I pick a balloon? A bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Okay. We need statues.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, this time we'll obey. Ooh. Oh god, that drawing is gorgeous. Maybe we are the collectibles? The employees are the collectibles? Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambience or local audio sources using the array of corduroy microphones, also known as directional mic, the microphone which picks up sound from particular area. Analysis of the recordings shows me to triangulate the source of the strange noises. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks like to be reverberance of porcelain surface. Avoid. Anyone have any leads to this? Wouldn't you like to know? Okay. Agenda, how can you tell if a spotted one that makes thought in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Hey Norberto, how are you doing? We have bucket, yes. Closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion.
Yes, it's
and
mine.
Lifelong friend.
Yes.
You can't hand it over.
No.
Oh,
no.
no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Stanley, so mean.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this
I'm
is
doing
worse
good, thank
than
you,
I had
Norberto.
imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
So rude.
That your relationship is purely superficial and
No.
That
We're
your
best
life
friends.
is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner. Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
Yes.
Go through each of them point by point.
Yes. Bucket is
Share
my
your
friend.
general
We
interest
died
in
together
the rich
plenty
emotional
times.
landscape of your
We fall
feelings
through the
for
floor
bucket
plenty
as they have
times.
changed and
Now,
evolved over the years. Let him have it. Coming to
there.
a staircase,
We showed the
Stanley and
the broom
bucket walked
closet.
upstairs to the boss's office.
No, we're going downstairs.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
It's Sir Chunks on my
he thought to
head.
himself, maybe I
Sir
am
Chunks
crazy.
also likes buckets.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
It's a traitor.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from
There are so many buckets
passing by
now.
one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Where's my
Come to me,
bucket?
Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks.
Huh?
He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh.
It was incredibly painful.
Oh no.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No, my bucket!
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, hi Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Just like the friends we
She
made
arose,
along the way.
got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He has no bucket.
This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems.
I'm afraid to ask what you understood then, Cast.
For which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Yeah, then I know what you meant. Silly. But it's silly. Where's my bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
My bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Silly Cast. That would be very... yeah.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes. Let's go to the left. Doors. Door. Door, door. Door. Is there more info? I didn't read all the info that they changed here. So, let's see. Warehouse access plan. Produce man plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Oh, it's telling us where they are. A large room, lots of boxes. There's something to do with stairs. Some were both red and blue. Private but smelly place for an important person. Lol, looks like for 2000. 5 derby, just take it from me. Correcto. Okay, so I'm gonna screenshot this. I screenshotted it. I'm gonna quickly check the screenshot on here so I can have the list of things that we need every time. Okay. Well. Okie dokie. We're okay. Let's see if we can find it. What happens if we put the bucket here this time?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It
Nah,
wants the bucket. You
I
can
don't
feel
think
that,
we
can't
can.
you? The
So-
aura of coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
There it is.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yes.
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Nice. So. There is one at the smelly boss office. And I would think Smelly would be here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me
I
sit
don't
on
know.
it. I'm sure it will
know.
come to me.
Sure. Think about it. Excuse me, sir. I don't think there's more here. Hello? We never went in the elevator. Let's go down. Ooh! We actually have we actually have elevator music. Dum dum dum. No! Are we there yet? Oh. We did the broom closet earlier. Unless we need to do it again. We'll do it again if anything. Up this time. Up, up, up. I don't think it takes us anywhere. Ah, thank you for the hydrate. Many thanks.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845, but we're not doing that, are we? I'm pressing the number 8 as much as I can right now. Trying to get an achievement, and it's just pressing the number 8.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
No, it's just pressing the 8 in the thingy. If it's in the thing, doesn't matter.
2845.
Because I did 888 before, and it didn't work.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh, and let me check if you guys are right, because we can always come here. So, oh, you're right. Well then, we'll do it next time. So let's see. Dark. Over here we collected one already, I think. You have to spin. Yeah, we'll do it, no worries. We've yet to be wrong. Oh well. It is fine. Let me check the screenshot that I took, and let me actually send it to myself. Makes things a bit easier. And have it there. And it's on my other monitor. Cool. Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let's go to the mind control. Actually, wait. So, a large room, lots of boxes is where one of them. The stairs one we got. Some were both red and blue we haven't got yet. Private, smelly place of an important person. That was the bathroom. Okay. We still need 2 more statues. Let's go here first. Actually, it's too late. It's closed.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What's on that paper?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Yes.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Aw,
as Stanley
poor
cradled it
bucket.
gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yes, you're okay, Bucket. Don't worry about it.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
No.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Impossible.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
The bucket will like to do bucket
He screamed
things.
into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the
Yeah,
bucket.
I didn't manage to get past that point, but I
But
did
here
go
was
there.
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Okay.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yes. We're gonna turn it on though, because Cat said that, so we'll do that. Boop.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Oh no!
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along?
Always.
To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket
It's not
away in
my
disgust
bucket.
when suddenly
It has to be
an
a
image
fake
appeared
one.
upon the enormous screen.
Oh,
Birds. Silly.
seagulls.
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Silly birds.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Yes.
The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the
Birdie.
bucket known this all along?
Wait, does
Stanley
this go
marveled
back?
at the metal
Yeah.
genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of
Hey,
all
Wild
the possible
Tintin.
paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Aww.
And Stanley was happy.
That was a goose though. Ah, no. Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Oh. Large
Stanley
room
clutched
with
the bucket
lots of
tightly to his
boxes.
chest and entered the door on his left.
Large room with lots of boxes.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the
Lot
two
of
of them
boxes.
detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
More boxes? We need the treasure. We need the figurine. The Stanley.
Good Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place
Oh
eventually.
my god. It's a baby.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
It's my
The
friend.
bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
baby.
We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
But my bucket
Yes,
is
I
my
know
friend.
I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Bucket.
Whee!
look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
It does? Oh! The music is back! Da da da! Da 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 da.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Wow.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
No, bring the police
if we want
back.
to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I want a figurine. But I want to keep my bucket. Give me the music back. Ooh, what is this place? Da 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 da. Ooh. Ooh. Aww.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
It's not my friend. It's not this.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable.
No.
True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No.
And then pop it into the machine when you're
No.
ready.
No. No. Me and Bucket are gonna
Now
skip
listen
together.
to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
So anyways, I'm not killing my bucket.
The Bucket Destroyer. My
bucket is
prized
life.
creation. You had so
Bucket
much
is
potential.
love.
We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
But everything is Bucket Cat. We cannot destroy it. Otherwise, we would have to destroy everything. No. Stanley said that me and him are not buckets.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I kind of want to see missing parts that we... The red and blue door. I do not know how to get to the red and blue door. I think always doing what he's...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I am filled with,
And here it was.
Things,
Had the
blood...
bucket turned out to be correct? Was this
get...
better than the meeting room? No.
Squishy wobbly
the
bits.
bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I am guessing this is not the spot though. For the boxes. Buggers. Let's see, we have an updated list here. So we need 2 things. Let me do this. Another screenshot. So we have the updated list of things. So, large room, lots of boxes. I am guessing it's the one on the right side. And the red room? Employee for 1/6.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh. Let's do the thingy then.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this
Do it
revelation,
again.
Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing
Got the
presence of the
achievement.
bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
Whee!
It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared
So
with the
5?
bucket that he didn't notice the
I don't
keypad
remember.
behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Oopsie. Wrong number. 2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yes,
Was
the bucket told
guiding
me.
him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket. Look. Large room, lots of boxes. Be careful. Careful of what? My dear bucket friend?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the
It's my
large
bucket.
door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Whee! Whee! Oh yeah, the destruction room. Can he escape this time? I wish we could still jump.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
No.
Farewell, Stanley.
No, 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 no. Okay.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
I honestly don't like this
In
narrator.
a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Freedom! We have to go this way.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
My bucket. Okay, let us go to...
Can you see how arrogant it was for
Oh.
Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that
Who
the bucket
decided?
is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short
Oh.
life?
The stress bucket. Nice. It takes everything bad and makes it into good. Da, da, da. Let's
No
go.
man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Give me the bucket.
But
It's
there
my
is
bucket.
something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Blech. Squished again. Yes.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley
course.
clutched the bucket
No, we're
tightly
going to
his
the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
No.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I did not want to
No,
restart the
Said the
game.
bucket.
Don't go to
Not
the
for a
meeting room.
simple
Go
reason.
somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go
I want
there.
to collect all the
Go to
figurines
cargo
first.
lift.
This is a room full of boxes. There it is. How do I go there? Ah.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Yes.
We'll be different people by then. Different
Will
in
we?
the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. Geronimo?
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend.
Dear
So he
friend.
threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
There was a vent, I didn't see it.
All
But
of his
it's
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
My bucket.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
But now that you said that
Stanley
there
clutched
was
the
a
bucket tightly to his
thingy,
chest.
I'm
This
gonna go
was
look
not
for
the
it
correct way to the meeting room.
and
But
see if
Stanley
it
had
leads us
felt the
anywhere
bucket
special.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his
So-
left to go back to the meeting room.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
So, Ah, there's the vent. I see, I see. We're being sus right now. Ooh. Have we been here before? I don't think so. How many cassettes? Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know.
Ooh.
I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
Has to be.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes.
Don't throw the bucket, but I don't want to throw the bucket.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will
my
pay
friend.
for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Gamborata? Interesting. Ooh. That sounds creepy. Siren Head? Well then, I'm happy I went back to check the vent.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Okay. Not gonna lie, it would be eerie to be at the workplace
The
without
bucket made
anybody
Stanley
with
want to be a
you.
better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Now, some were both red and blue. I'm thinking I actually need to restart the game for that. Should I?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
To the red and blue place. Somewhere both red and blue. Give me a second. I just want to Google if I actually restart the game at this stage, if it will mess up something or not. So... So. I just want to make sure it doesn't reset the entire game to actually be... So, place red and blue. Ah, okay. So, let's do this
said the
quickly.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift.
Unfortunately, we
Go.
cannot take the
Good,
bucket with
said
us.
the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Uh-oh. I
Stanley
did
feared
not
that
mean
any
to do
path he
that,
walked
but okay.
might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I did not mean to fall down, but it's okay. Because the next
I
part...
can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
The thing
When
is...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
We
door
will
on
do
his
this
left.
right now. We can always bring the bucket
Stanley
after
was so
this.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Oh,
Look,
there
let
it
me
is.
prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Here.
And there it is. The
That
last
one.
Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly
Savor this moment,
Wiggly.
Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that.
Wow.
So, instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yes. Now, the real question
Now
is...
listen carefully, this is important.
Uh-huh.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. To be fair, I only walked through the blue door when we... this section,
Oh, thank
so...
God you are willing to listen to me. You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, well. Nope. Oh, thank you. Nope. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I already did the blue doors. That's why I'm doing the red door now. We're going everywhere. At least once.
What do we want?
Oh, wow.
What are we looking for?
What is this? This is fancy. Oh.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Happiness.
I actually feel happy.
It's blue. This is all we want. Blue sparkly stuff. It's very pretty, not gonna lie. Ooh. Interesting. You do more stuff? More stuff? If that's all you're doing, I'm going to the room. Okay. Oh. Green lights now. Are they also gonna float? Yeah, I think they're gonna be like the blue lights. Okay. Oh.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I don't know. Seems like an under construction bit.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all
No
of
worries.
this.
I won't die, I say.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh,
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
there's a door. Let's try the door. Lee, how do you keep an idiot in suspense? Good question. Next question.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Sure. Oh no, it's not blue anymore. It's pink. No, 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 no. Don't like the room anymore. Eh.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We
But
really can.
it's not
If we stop
blue.
moving, we just have to stop moving.
Bleh. What if I want to move? Everything can be blue. Yes. Blue. You know what? I'm just thinking of something. Don't mind the mouse and all that. You probably might see some settings thingy. Let's see. It's blue. So there. Whee! My tail is moving. Depending on how I move, it will wiggle. Whee! Let's go RGB. Blue. Well, I mean, it is coming from behind me, Kat. It's fine. Okay, what do we do? Does this do anything else in here? It's blue, yes. But what else? Is there anything else in here?
Stanley,
back in here.
go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
But we cannot go anywhere else. Will actually something happen if we just stay in here? Maybe try falling a few times. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what we need to do. He's not complaining now.
No.
Wait.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Let's see. So, if we actually fall off this platform, let's see what happens. We cannot. There is an invisible wall. Then we have to jump. I am sorry, narrator. It is the only way. The game crash. Did I crash? Oh boy. Everything went white. Is everything still there? The game crashed.